Hello, everyone. I'm Drew Creasman, and those of you who follow along with us regularly probably noticed that we didn't do this show when it was originally scheduled and did not have a podcast normally on Wednesday. I'm sure all of you have surmised why that is. Anyone who follows me on Twitter understands the total reason for why it was, but I wanted to say a couple of words before we move back into the business of having fun talking about baseball, which we very much intend to do today. And we understand is our number one purpose for being here. But I could not, in good conscience, continue without saying a couple of things that I think are really important at this time, and particularly in connection with how I'm going to move forward with my business here and everything. And so there are three quick points I want to make as fast as I can. I promise you we'll get to the baseball stuff very quickly. One is that what happened yesterday at our nation's capital happened very specifically because of the spreading of lies and a belief in disinformation and conspiracy. And we talk a lot on this show about integrity of the facts and making sure that we're letting the facts have the day and telling the difference between an opinion and a fact. And the quote that's been going around that I wanted to reiterate is that you are entitled to your own opinions, but not your own facts. And while there are a lot of people who want to make this about a partisan political issue, it is not. I wanted to echo the words of senators from two different parties, Mitt Romney and Michael Bennet here in Colorado, who said, when people out there believe something that isn't true and are acting upon it, it is not your job to say, well, a bunch of people believe it. Perception is reality. Let's just proceed. Your job is to tell those people the truth. And to everyone in journalism of any kind, and to all of us individually, it is upon us to be diligent, to let the facts speak, and to not treat them like opinions and rise them up to that level. Perception is not reality. The second thing that I wanted to say is that this was the most obvious display of white power and privilege in my lifetime. It's something we've talked about on this show and at this company and taken a hard stance against this kind of thing. And any nuanced argument that I was in at the time, that any of us have participated in, about whether or not the Black Lives Matter protests of the summer went too far, are lost after what we witnessed yesterday, the most grotesque display from law enforcement I have ever seen in my lifetime. 34 years old. And that can't go without saying. And the last thing that I wanted to say, and hopefully transition us into taking a deep breath, some more positive thoughts, and even getting into baseball a little bit, was that there was a conversation going on yesterday, and I think about this a lot. And we've talked about this on the baseball side of things, and that's, is this who we are? Are we better than this? The president-elect said something like that. I know a lot of people reacted to it very negatively. I was giving credit to people that some people didn't think I should be giving credit to. But my answer to that is the same as when people ask me, are the Rockies the 11-3 team that started the season, or the team that embarrassed themselves to finish the season? They're both. We're both of these things. We are the home of the Flat Earth Society and the country that put a man on the moon. And we are the country that in the same day elected the first black man of the South to the United States Senate, and then saw a white mob attack the People's House violently. We're both of these things. We're all of these things. The question we have to ask ourselves now is, who will win in the battle between our inner demons and our better angels? Thank you, and without further ado, let's proceed to the DFA Show. Welcome into the DNVR Rockies podcast, brought to you by Strava Craft Coffee. Remember to use that promo code DNVR20, because when you do, you get 20% off that entire purchase of your CBD infused, a deliciously rich and potentially life-altering Strava Craft Coffee. I'm your host, Drew Creasman. I'm the managing editor of DNVR DNVR Rockies. As always, is beat writer Patrick Lyons, and joining us for a very special edition of the DFA Show is the man in charge of all things design. So since we're talking the faces, design of faces, lookalikes, people who look like other people, you seem the perfect, right? That's the same category, right? D-line, parentheses, Eric.
That's right.
The whole thing.
Yeah, this show has gotten much jazzier than I realized.
Right? You got mail to D-line.
Yeah,
that was a big event in your life today.
No, it was a little, it was a little off-putting and delightful at the same time. Yeah, I said in the Slack, a package came that was addressed to Hank, Andre, RK, D-line, and friend.
And
we don't know. I was trying to think, like, I wonder if that meant to say and friends and it got cut off, or if they are just stripping the name from another person.
You may need to squelch the rumors that your last name is not DeLine or D-line or anything like that.
Yeah, that my name isn't Via Getty. The thing is that like I was saying in the Slack, I was like, I think that's now my legal name. Like, I think that I could honestly open a utilities account by bringing in a piece of mail that has my name on it, and there it is, D-line. Like,
right.
So okay, here I am. Let's go. I guess I'll just delete this parentheses.
So just so you know, Liam, we are going to talk later on about the Lindor trade. Right now, we're going to get into just this. We're having a little bit of fun today because we've got a whole lot of these. So hopefully you'll come right along with us. We got some lookalikes. Patrick, this was your idea. I think this was a fantastic idea. This is going to be fun. Something I never would have thought of to do. So, and I choose to believe that "and friend," by the way, was Tech Boy, who of course is along for the ride today.
Tech
what?
Well, but I was like, that appears to be to people that they've seen on the tailgate.
Right.
So does that mean Allie? Does that mean Kale?
Kale or Ben, right?
Does that mean all friends with just missing the S? I don't know. I also don't know what's in it. So maybe the answer's inside the package.
I think it's food because of all of the taste tests.
Okay.
Yeah.
But all right, Patrick, why don't you get us started?
So
our
very first line them up. We want to
our very first Rockies related one we've got going on here is our boy Buddy Black.
Yeah,
that's so good.
I don't know about any of you guys, but when Bud Black is talking, just the way he carries himself, there's some slight resemblance here, but it's really the mannerisms that whenever Bud is holding court, no matter where he's at, there's something very presidential about him, and I get the George W. vibes.
See, I think that there's something goofy about him, which is also George W. Bush. What's funny is when I was thinking about Bud Black, like, I didn't know if I was supposed to bring on my own lookalikes, but I didn't. I brought on one, but I was like, you know who freaking Bud Black looks like, and I always think about it, is he looks like an old Will Ferrell, but Will Ferrell does George W. Bush all the time, so it's all this. It's the same thing.
Kale,
it's the same thing.
On the spreadsheet that I created, I put down, and I had saved it somewhere on my computer, Will Ferrell as George W. Bush. That was my actual.
That was his perfect, his exact.
Yeah.
So that one's locked in.
As George W. Bush.
Yeah, he has like Will Ferrell mannerisms. He's like, well, it's baseball, It's like whatever.
Yeah. All right. So that was perfect.
We gotta fly through these. So next one up is Charlie Black.
Wow.
The at Rockies on Twitter, they posted this one. They tweaked the colors, but I think Yukon Cornelius is 100%.
Oh, that guy has a name, Yukon Cornelius.
Yeah, you don't know this?
I was assuming the dude from the Rudolph movie.
So. Isn't this just this thing, like, if you have a beard, you could make him look like any guy that just has a big beard?
Probably.
He looks like every third guy in Denver in 5 points. Every third person who walks by. But we couldn't really encapsulate all of those guys in a graphic.
But Yukon Ginger, clearly a ginger. And Charlie Blackmon, not a ginger.
Not a ginger. All right, up next.
This one, I went through the roster. I wanted to see, I guess I just wanted to look at guys and what was the vibe. I got Brett Boswell here, who we should see in 2021. And does anybody know who that guy is on the right?
Yes, I know exactly who that is. Do you guys know who it is?
I know.
Yeah,
because I had to make the graphic.
That is Chet Holmes. Or Chet. That's Chet Hanks.
Hanks,
I
a.k.a.
still-
Chet Hayes.
Oh.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I
He's
still
a
don't know
rapper
who that
now.
is.
Give him some.
It's
Oh,
Tom
okay.
Hanks's kid. It's Tom Hanks's
Yeah.
like
But
oldest kid.
not
Okay.
the Colin Hanks that everyone knows.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
right.
he's the other brother. He's the other Hanks kid.
And by the way,
they
he
look identical.
And yeah, by the
Fun
way, he does
stuff
like
today.
an unnervingly good patois,
Yeah.
accent.
Yeah, he likes
Look it
doing
up
that.
sometimes. Yeah.
All right, next Rockies one we've got is
Okay, Rex Brothers and a polar bear. Not much
Wow,
more to
all right.
say. This one wasn't mine that I created, so don't send me the hate mail. But I think there's some. That's a good comp. That's a good
Wow.
comp.
I thought it was funny. The ears specifically for some reason
Yeah.
are very polar bear-esque.
More the nose. I like. I
Even,
think it's
I
the
was going to
noses
say
that
that the nose mouth has a
Dude,
very bear-like quality to it.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. It is the wide set eyes. His eyes are more wide
you're
set than the
right.
average human being, and it looks like it makes him look animalian. In like
This
we
is
were
why
talking,
we had Eric on
Yeah.
the show.
yeah. It's we were talking earlier, like when people tell you look like somebody, it's like clearly an insult. Like telling this guy he looks like a polar bear.
right.
Who was the first person who even walked up in the clubhouse? I bet it was Troy Tulowitzki. Never mind, I know exactly who it was.
Yeah.
Troy Tulowitzki walked up to Rex Brothers in clubhouse, said, "Dude, you look like a polar bear."
Yeah. Like there's like a really popular. There's like a really popular sub nickname that sweeps the Nuggets underworld for Jamal Murray as the Gwyn, because people say he looks like the penguin from Hop or whatever that, which I think is like kind of like I don't know if it feels like you could say that. It feels like off.
Yeah, I'm not
the
sure.
Gwyn and the polar
What are the
bear.
rules there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Crazy. All right.
So again, another Photoshop job, but Garrett Cole at his signing with the Yankees
good
does
to
look a little like Ted Cruz.
Yeah, Patrick, you made this one. Can I ask what's going on with this Photoshop?
I know-
Why didn't you just put in a picture of Ted Cruz next to?
Yo, you like painted in some real alopecia here.
No. This was one that I ended up finding out there. I wish I could take credit for it, but again, it could have something to do with the angles. But you can see the pointed nose and the chin.
So
Ted Cruz
weird.
and Garrett Cole. You can't unsee that. that one got you, huh, Gail?
No, this Photoshop job is just
Oh
so
yeah.
horribly
Yo,
bad.
I'm loving every element of this.
There's just nothing about it that's redeemable. Like, I don't even know if he was trying to put the head on her body or if he botched just putting a picture of Ted Cruz. Like, I don't even know where he messed this up.
Oh, I'll tell you where he messed it up. He took a black and white photo, wanted it color, painted flesh tone over Garrett Cole's face, missed his mouth, so it looks like
Yeah.
he has like a little bit of lipstick, left his hair, didn't get all of his neck, and then did a very crude cutout of Ted Cruz's head, pasted it over a woman's body, and then did an equally terrible paint job on Ted Cruz's face here. It's inexcusable. I'm with Kale. This is disgusting.
Other than
This is
that,
fantastic.
I think this guy might have a career in the job. And in your applications, if you made this or
Eli, this would never even happen. But if I sent you a graphic with this many mistakes, what would you even respond?
Oh, you would be fired. I mean, like I would be like, I don't have all of my day to correct like whatever this is. Like this person doesn't know what they're doing. This is like a disaster.
Oh.
All right, we got some more Rockies guys coming up.
All right, what do we got next?
Who do we got? Oh, this is my favorite one of the day.
So
Oh my god!
deal. Exactly. This is hands down the best one you will see.
This is-
on our own Justin Michael of CSU Rams. Twins separated
This is-
at birth.
This is uncomfortable. This is a little uncomfortable, honestly.
Somebody at Justin right now. Is he here? Oh, my God, he's probably working.
I went on
Whatever,
his
man.
Facebook page to find one with him with a Rockies cap. That might have really confused
Right?
things a bit. So I actually am glad that we know
That
who
might have become
which.
problematic, yeah.
All right,
And I
this is
know
the one.
Wow.
Rio, who sometimes listens in and comments on Twitter, Rio is rad. It also has an eerie, similar look to, well, both Justin and Philip Deal. Yeah.
All right, this is the one that fully sent me the other day that I could not recover from.
Is that Flat Stanley? Who is
Flat
that?
Stanley.
Flat Stanley.
That's what he
Kyle
usually puts on
Freeland.
his jersey. That's what he typically has in his jersey for Players Weekend. And I go, there is a resemblance. I'm thinking there's a backstory to it. And, I mean, you can see it right there. They are the images.
Where is this resemblance? I don't see this at all. He's got Flat Stanley has an oval head.
I mean, first off, the flat part really qualifies it too. Other than that,
The
okay.
hairstyle couldn't be more different. Flat Stanley covered in freckles. He has, I guess, maybe these baby blushing cheeks. Maybe that's where the similarity
Supporting the
is.
Broncos with his orange sweater. So that's a point in the
Okay,
favorite
all right. Well, when you're wrong, and I was wrong. So,
All right. We've got Josh Fuentes.
wow.
I feel like I've always felt this, and you picked a good one here, Cal, because I wanted to find a really good one, and I think you did a good job here. I think Josh Fuentes and Bad Bunny have a slight resemblance, a little bit.
I see
Lips are different, but there is if you're listening to Latin hip hop, Bad Bunny, which Eric, you're out on this one. All right, you knew about Chet Hayes, but you're out on Bad Bunny.
Oh yeah, I know all of that. I know all about Bad Bunny, and I don't care for Bad Bunny in any way. But I feel like that was a very apt comparison. I see it absolutely in the nose. I see it. They both have soft man lips. It's a great. It really comes together.
Yeah,
That was
if the
Eric
hair was
Lyons
different,
who
if it's
said
just
that
his
about the lips.
soft man lips on the podcast.
It's more. It's in the nose. Like look at how, but they both have a very soft, sort of roundish nose. That's where it comes in.
All right, what do we
Phenomenal.
have next? From the Broncos perspective? All right, here's the next one.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
Garrett Hampton and Chris Iannetta. Father and son, I think Chris Iannetta would have had to have been maybe 15 in order to be the biological father of Garrett Hampson. So it's probably off the table. But
Have
until
they- Have they ever been on the team at the same time? That's the question.
Yes, they were.
They do look alike.
I think that's the same guy. I think that's the same guy.
Drew and I worked very hard throughout the entire month of April in the 2019 season to have a joint interview with both of them, and we could never get it to happen. And I'm beginning to wonder why we were stonewalled by the PR
Did you ever
department.
see them in the same room at the same time?
Personally, never did.
See, we'd have to go back and check. They were on the same team, but did they ever play at the same time?
This could very easily be a Hannah Montana situation.
When Iannetta was catching, Garrett Hampson was quote unquote in Albuquerque. So
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's you can't confirm or deny. Like you can't verify that. Albuquerque is unverifiable.
The real question is if Chris Iannetta is Garrett Hampson, is Garrett Hampson playing middle infield at 36 years old, or
They're the same guy.
or did Chris Iannetta come up at 12 years old? And I don't know. We can't do
Both.
that.
Both are true. It's the
Both are
same
true.
guy.
Same guy. We don't know the backstory. It's all lies. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff Hoffman. I saw him. I thought he
Man.
looks like Machine Gun Kelly a little bit.
Wow. I think that's
He
just
had
like
a
a
slightly
trashy.
stronger jawline.
You like
and
it?
Like a great smile. I
Yeah.
can see it.
It's just like a
Jawline.
trashy California look. Is what they both are like really like embodying.
That might be a compliment because I don't think either of those guys are from California.
Oh really? Where are they from?
I can't remember where Jeff. He's from New York State, I believe.
Oh, is it a
Machine
trashy
Gun
East
Kelly
Coast
is-
thing?
Machine Gun Kelly is definitely lives in LA now though, so like there's some trashy SoCo there.
And I'm gonna say something. His new album, which sounds almost like a Blink-182 album
Yeah.
from the late '90s,
Okay.
it's actually pretty good.
Wow, that wasn't
There,
the
I
place.
get it. I'm going out there.
Good
I'm going out there. I've listened to it, and I've
Patrick
enjoyed
D.
it.
Lyons official endorsement. Look at that.
I
Wow.
actually enjoy it. I don't
Wow.
care who knows it.
That's
I
a
enjoy
mis-
it.
wow. What a take. What a bomb you just dropped.
It is.
Gotta recover from that
Between
one.
that and the fact that I listened to Bad Bunny, it's like, wow, I have some straight.
Wait, you put Bad Bunny on there because you had intimate knowledge of not only him as a commercial entity, but as a musician?
Yeah, I listened to on Spotify his track of his best. Ekiti, check it out. It's one of my favorites.
Patrick
right
D.
now.
Lyons, I'm
El
learning so
Mundo
much
es
about you.
Neil, fantastic track. Bad Bunny, as people like to say.
Wow.
Bad Bunny.
I only knew that he was a guy that had his own McDonald's meal. as
He
Bud
also
Boy.
Dave
has,
Balvin. That's Dave Balvin, but
commercials with Snoop Dogg, which is cool.
They both did, didn't they? Oh, whatever. Yeah, okay.
no.
All right, next.
All right, this one, Drew. I'm sure you've thought of it a million times. And Kale,
Yeah.
spectacular job getting Clint Hurdle and a fantastic photo of Tom Berenger. 100%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Little chubbier cheeks.
Yes, I've driven Clint Hurdle. He was in my passenger seat of my car, which does up my my Kelly Blue Book value if I should ever have to sell my Outback. But
Is that how that
them
works?
identical.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it worked for
Good
George
flex, good
Costanza when
It's true. There's a blue
Ron
book.
Voight
Yeah, there's-
bit on the pencil.
Yeah, there's like an appendix in the back where you multiply the value of your car times the amount of who was in it at a certain point.
I've
It's
had-
just like a table of celebrities.
I've had BBWAA writer Creasman in my car numerous
What?
times. Yeah. So
What?
True.
Yeah. There's
Facts.
a lot of history in that automobile. Who you
Oh,
got?
man.
Who else
Wow.
we
That
got
one's
here?
perfect. Perfect.
All right, what do we have next? I don't know who this other person is.
So
I don't
right,
either,
Eric.
but this is fantastic.
Eric,
no way
you're-
that
you're-
dude throws 99.
Eric, you're learning a lot about me today. So I thoroughly enjoy Great British Bake Off. Which
I've watched a fair amount of Great
Amazing.
British Bake Off myself. It is a very charming show.
It is
and
so good.
it disarms
I've watched
you
one
to,
season.
it disarms you to the true nature of the world. You're allowed to
Yeah.
get lost in a competition show where people are cheering for one another's success, and they are kind, and they make very interesting treats that you've never heard of before, and they do it with flawless execution. It's a great show.
And they're all British. So this is Anthony. He's on the current season I'm watching. As soon as he popped on, I'm like, that guy looks like Herman Marquez.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a
Yes, he
resemblance
does.
there.
Yeah.
Anthony,
That's fantastic.
Anthony from season 8, maybe, of Great British Bake Off. Take a
I don't know
look.
if that
I'm
counts
seeing-
as a celebrity lookalike, but
Well, if he wins this season, which I don't know,
then,
no spoilers
then it
for me.
was. You're right.
That's true.
All right, what
Yeah,
are
the
next
beard
Rockies
lamb, yeah.
one that we have? Oh, this.
All right, Nolan Arenado, and I saw this. Someone said Lance McCullers Jr.
What?
I
Yeah.
don't see it at all. But
No.
Double, a little bit.
No, this is a zero. This is a zero on 100.
this is a miss.
Although if you look at their ears, identical ears.
You know who you could have put in here would be Josh Fuentes.
Is that cheating?
Yes, but all the
okay.
same. You put the same guy in there twice with Chris
we-
Iannetta.
we say Josh Fuentes and Nolan Arenado, but it's like, there's no way those guys are related. We joke around and like, oh no, if we got a DNA test, but obviously those two guys aren't related. Anyway, continue.
All right, I have a bone to pick with you about this one.
Ooh, uh-oh.
I think
I
this
think
is a horrible,
This
horrible,
one, I thought this one was my best work.
horrible.
Wes
song.
Parsons and Wes, whose last name I don't know, but he's on
It's
Real World
Bergman,
Global Challenge.
And I'm I'm an MTV The Challenge stan. So
And you didn't like this one?
no, I think it's bad. I think they look nothing alike. And I watch a lot of Wes.
I see.
Yeah.
I see a little. It's in the skin tone. Yeah, it's like
They're
it's
both ginger.
a little
Like,
bit. It's a
That's
little bit.
about as far as it goes.
Yeah.
They're both ginger.
I thought I had them. And their first names are both Wes,
Oh,
they look alike.
wow.
obviously.
Wow. That's how that
All
works.
right.
Similar
maybe not.
cheek structure. No.
They've got a
No.
cheek structure thing going on. It's
True.
true.
Thank you for trying to make
Thank
it work. I appreciate it. You're the best partner. All right. I love this one.
Oh.
I've always thought Mike Redmond and
Yes.
Hank from Breaking Bad.
Dean-
Yes.
What's
Norris.
that guy's
Yes.
name? Dean something. What's his name? Do we
Eric.
know?
Norris.
Has he seen this?
Dean Norris.
Dean
Oh,
Norris.
can we show him this?
Is it?
Mike
The
Redmond
noses
is-
are totally off, but otherwise,
You know what it is? They both kind of look like your principal. Like,
Dude.
It's so great.
you could substitute Michael Chiklis in here as well.
oh God,
Oh,
yes.
right?
You need a substitution as an understudy, but if you're
Oh,
going out and you want
man.
to properly cast the Mike Redmond story, you need
Oh.
Dean Norris.
Yeah, they both have like
So perfect.
a straight dour face. Even though Dean Norris is cheesing it up over here, that's not his natural state. You can see how weighted his mouth is lifting up all of that flesh. He's definitely a flat-faced, dour guy. So you're right. That's dead on.
All right, guys.
The next time he has to do a press conference because Bud Black got thrown out of a game and isn't there to do it at the end, so tensions are really high, we should start by showing Mike that picture.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Prater, a.k.a. Mike Redmond. Yep.
Mike Redmond's awesome, buddy.
All right, now comes the most important part of the day, which is we decide what celebrity does Trevor Story actually look like.
Got some
This is the big,
So
this
this
big
is
question.
option number 1.
Okay.
I have one question. Who is that on the list?
of One Republic.
Okay.
Probably
right.
know 10 of their songs, but you couldn't name one of them.
How much of this game came off of you just going through your Spotify playlist?
No, this guy's actually a pretty. No, this one counts. He's
Ryan Tedder.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan Tenner's.
I've heard this quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right, option number 2. This is the one I hear the most often.
Ryan Gosling. Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Option number 3.
Is do you anybody know who this is?
Wow. That actually look. You know what's funny is this is like when you cycle through the Manning brothers and there's like what are the like there's like one that's like really attractive. Well, sort of. I guess Peyton's like the really attractive one, and then you just go down the line, and this is like Cooper. This is like the Cooper man.
This one I enjoy because I love Dude Perfect. How do you not like Dude Perfect and appreciate it? So this is Garrett from Dude Perfect, the purple guy. He wears purple and all. But I think that's a good. So he's the least famous, but I think he could be the most. He could be the best lookalike.
You know, see, here's my thing. I'm sorry, Drew. If you're going to bring in a semi-famous person, it better be a goddamn doppelganger.
Liam knows
Otherwise,
who he is. Liam knows Garrett Hilbert.
yeah, but this is like pretty close, and this is like an F-level celeb. I'm saying like, if it's an F-level celeb, it better be the exact same guy. We're not stretching it for an F-level celeb.
I'm with Eric here. My vote's
Look at
for
that.
Ryan Gosling.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
The noses have a different slope, but other than that, it's uncanny.
Don't you feel like your heart fluttered when you saw these two together?
Oh yeah. I will say I've never thought of this one, but Will pointing out in the comments also WWE wrestler The Miz. He does actually. That's another good one. He looks like The Miz, but no, I think Ryan Gosling's where you got to go on this one. Though I do appreciate that with whoever Garrett Hilbert is, we've created another one of those memes for the $600 stimulus and the $2,000 stimulus.
Yeah, totally.
Bringing it back to the challenge. Bringing it back to the challenge. The Miz is from the challenge.
Dude, this is like this thing is rife with former MTV
Right.
celebrities.
Although, just not to correct you, but to slightly improve upon it, he did start on Real World New York,
right.
and they went back.
Okay, yeah, it was called the Real World Road Rules Challenge.
No, it was Real World. That
important.
was his first
We
incarnation.
preach about how the facts matter here. Okay.
Yeah, with the H, man. You can't enjoy the present without appreciating the past.
HD in trashy reality TV, like that is my thing.
Phenomenal.
This is literally the worst flex of all time.
Yeah, I think so.
You're like,
I
you don't
will
understand,
stand out.
guys. I have terrible taste. You don't get it.
Oh boy!
All
All right.
Former Rockies manager Jim Tracy and David Letterman. Pictures are okay.
Yeah,
I think they have a little gap in their teeth. That might be.
Yeah, but that's all right. It's okay.
They're both just old white dudes.
Six out of 10.
That's our worst
Qualify old white guys.
Both just old white guys.
Do we have any more Rockies players, or have we tapped out reserve?
No, I think that is it of Rockies players. Oh wait,
Alright.
Wait a minute. What about mine?
What?
We got one more.
Oh,
Okay, Don Zimmer and Dr. Oh, what's his name? Dr. Bunsen.
Oh, it's Beaker and
Bunsen.
Bunsen. This is Bunsen.
Dr. Bunsen.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Proper name,
my
Dr. Bunsen
God.
Honeydew. Dr. Bunsen Honeydew.
Wow.
Kale,
And then
have
we've
you
got-
seen? Do you know the incident? Have you seen the
Yes,
footage
bouncing
of,
his head.
of Don Zimmer getting flipped
Bounced.
by? Was it Pedro? Pedro Martinez. I'm trying. Yeah. I'm just like all these names went through my head. I was like, I'm getting these all in the right order, right?
Yeah.
That's
That's
that
the
is
one of the
something amazing.
that I was living in Boston at the time when that happened. It was the single greatest thing I'd ever seen in sports up to that point in my life. It was, I wasn't ready for it. I had been like jumped into the Yankees Red Sox reality, and it's like nothing I've ever been a part of before. It's like super duper acrimonious, like way more hateful than any other sports like rivalry I've ever been a part of. And so like when Pedro Martinez grabbed the oversized head of what I think was an octogenarian and bounced it off of the field, just threw him down like a baseball. He
guided him down.
It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. And since we're at a little bit of a stopping point here, that gives me a great point to say that you should be able to bet on the DraftKings Sportsbook app about who will be the next manager/coach who gets body slammed on the field. I'm not quite sure who it's going to be. It's definitely not going to be Bud Black. He's not fiery enough. I can see Gabe Kapler. I can see Gabe Kapler either getting or giving a body slam. He's definitely high on the list of dudes. Other sports.
What about La Russa now that he's back? Do you think he's got a little fire with him?
There's no way he can still body slam people.
Well, he's going to get body slammed.
Totally.
Yeah.
I could totally see that, especially because some of these guys came out publicly and like, nah, we're not doing it with Tony La Russa. Like he says one wrong thing, comes out. Oh, that could be phenomenal.
You know who would do it? Absolutely. And we just have to get him back in the league to make this happen is Ozzie Guillen. An 80-year-old Ozzie Guillen would get his head bounced off of the turf by like Garrett Cole or something. It'd be amazing. Totally.
Well, until they allow you to bet on that, you can just bet on the outcomes of games and like point totals and assists and things like that. Whichever sport you love, they've got you covered. Right now, they've got their special deal if you haven't signed up yet, covering you for football this Saturday, a chance to double your money, and all it takes is for somebody to score a touchdown, which my understanding typically happens in football games. Very rare to have one where that doesn't happen.
Did you happen to catch the Broncos season? It doesn't happen that often.
Other than that, though, you can, whether you're making money or just having a little bit of fun by putting a little extra skin in the game, always great to get on board with the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download it right now. Use promo code DNVR when you sign up to have a shot at doubling your money if a touchdown is scored in one of Saturday's football games. That's code DNVR for new players to get a shot at doubling their money for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. All right.
I think Kale might have 3 more Rockies guys, and then we'll just kind of fly by the seat of our pants and get through the rest of our list of 50 lookalikes.
Oh,
Johnny Manziel, Troy Tulowitzki.
Yes, stamped.
Yep.
Approved.
We know this one.
Done.
Approved.
Done. That's fantastic. Oh, so good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. There's been some stretches, to say the very least, but when you hit a dinger, you hit a dinger. That was a dinger.
So we've got this one's Drew's losing it. Leonard, a.k.a. Johnny Galecki from Big Bang Theory, and Daniel Murphy. We've both seen this up close and personal, and yes, that is 100%.
Not only is this 100%, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 if we're allowed to stretch facts and reality, but it just now occurred to me how phenomenal of a Big Bang Theory character Daniel Murphy is. Like I've had a hard time of pinning down exactly what his personality is when he walks in with his Superman backpack and shorts, and he looks exactly like that dude, and then he'll have like a 30-minute long conversation with you about why batting behind Nolan Arenado is different than batting behind Charlie Blackmon. That is who Daniel Murphy is, not just in look, in every single way. That's who he is.
Wow, when they do the crossover episode with the Big Bang Theory and the MLB, and Daniel Murphy comes in, and the crowd cheers. Ah! It's Daniel Murphy of the Colorado Rockies, formerly.
Right. Just Leonard, and somehow they got flipped into day. Leonard taking Major League at bat.
I vote Randy Johnson for Sheldon, just for the lengthiness, just for the length. I think we got. Yeah, one last one. So you might remember Steven Cardullo. This one took the rounds not too long ago. And Paul Goldschmidt. And so this was actually from the game where the broadcasters are going, hey, these guys look exactly alike. And Paul Goldschmidt, not even knowing the camera's on him, is just pissed that another human being
Just like,
has the same face. He's staring him down like, dude, why you gotta have that DNA?
What
That's my DNA.
What is your favorite part of Goldie? I'll tell you mine. It's his forearms. They're so fantastic. They're so perfectly formed and they're ridged in such a way.
I love how you.
Oh, you guys are on the DFA show. We've now started male forum corner.
what is your favorite part of Paul Goldschmidt? It's not a question I was expecting.
Mine's the clavicle, but whatever.
Oh, really? Right. Yeah, I'm a big Goldie forearm guy. I always have been. I always will be.
My favorite part about Paul Goldschmidt is that he plays for the Cardinals now and not the Diamondbacks anymore.
Yeah, that is good. That is dope. That is dope.
Before we go rapid fire, we should do our lookalikes.
Wait, no. Eric sent us one more rock.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
This one I feel is
okay.
pretty close to perfect. This is close to perfect. This might be the most perfect.
It's two people, and if they had like a clone that was both,
if they had a child.
If they had a child, it would be this person.
Okay. What would happen if Pauly D and Vinny from, again, MTV's own Jersey Shore were to come together and form a child? Who would it be? It would be Carlos.
Yep.
Eric, you're lucky because Kale wanted to cut you off and talk about all the spin-off shows from Jersey Shore. I'm like, a double shot of love or whatever all those shows are.
Which do you think Carlos Gonzalez of his
vacation currently is what is running?
Of his two Jersey Shore parents, who do you think Carlos Gonzalez is closest with? Is he a Vinny guy or a Pauly D guy?
Vinny's a very down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, he did do a little Chippendales dancing.
Sure.
I mean, again, being from New Jersey, not sure if I mentioned that.
Sure.
But I do need to know. We need to keep up on the Jersey Shore folks. So, Snooki lived in my town for a
doing
period
a little
of time.
Chippendales. Yeah.
Snooki and KWOW and the situation all lived
Yeah.
in my former home of Manchester, New Jersey.
Oh, we all know that. I mean,
it's
Oh,
given.
boy.
All right. So, Drew, you're up first, man. I think I've told you this before, and this is the best photo I could find, and I think it nails you. Drew, you look like a young
yes.
Elliot.
Wow.
Come on.
It's
and the
perfect.
beard and the cap. I mean, actually, your cap matches right now. I mean, you just toggle back and forth. What's wrong with that?
No, that's terrible.
Holy shnikes. You know what this is?
That is maybe the
eyes,
absolute.
The nose is right. It's perfect.
No,
Kale,
that's like the best
right?
picture of him in the history of ever, and he still looks like an absolute psychopath. Like this is not a compliment.
No, this is not a compliment at all. It's entirely accurate. That's
like there should be some caveats. Like A, you're not weird looking. B, this is not a put down. C, only 14 people in the history of the earth have ever had blonde beards. You and Chris Elliott are two among them. So it just we got the resemblance.
Can I send in a late entry?
I don't even have a blonde hair. Blonde beard. What are you saying? Yeah.
Let me send in a late entry because I just found this picture and somebody had sent this to me before and I never got these, but someone was like, "Hey, you look like this guy," and I never heard who he was, and he's in the Star Wars movies now. Donald
Gleason. That one's
Domhnall Gleeson.
Donald.
Donald?
Donald. Yeah.
Donald? Okay.
Like Donald, but Donald. Only
Donald.
You don't say the D. Donald.
Irish.
Yeah, that would be impossible to.
Of course, I don't have that beautiful hair he's got going on. But
Chris Elliott.
So I'm a mix between those two. All right.
Yeah, you could say that the two of them had a child.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with the celebrity lookalikes. You can look better than the celebrity. So Drew.
Oh, there you go.
You
I'm one of the very
than
few
Chris
people
Elliott.
that looks better than my celebrity lookalike.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Sexy Chris
We've
Elliott.
I got Eric's pulled up, the one that he told us. Give me just a sec.
Sexy Chris Elliott. Oh, no, get that
Sexy
tattoo.
Chris Elliott. That's a good Twitter bio.
Yeah.
All right. This is Eric's, apparently.
Yeah, dude. Everyone tells me I don't fully see it. When he went into the Hall of Fame, I heard that I looked like a dirty Larry Walker like 18 times. Like I'm not wearing my Rocky. Hold on. Let me go.
So basically, you have to add an adjective. So Drew is a sexy Chris Elliott.
Right.
Eric is a dirty,
dirty Larry Walker.
Although that's a pretty dirty photo of Larry Walker to begin with. I think it was like Hall of Fame Larry Walker. I was like a dirty. This is like just on my level.
Do you have a SpongeBob shirt you can go and grab and put on for us?
I'll do it.
SpongeBob.
Patrick, you are next.
Adam keeps saying this one. I haven't gotten it, but I think.
Oh my God, Eric Stoltz. Yes, 100%. Yes.
Now I get
Fruit
Ethan Hawke a
brute.
little bit. If my hair's short and it's poofed up, I get Conan O'Brien. My wife says there's a small resemblance to Mark Wahlberg, but when the hair's long and it's flowing, you got to go Eric Stoltz, I think.
This is great.
That was Adam. Adam called this one out, and you know what? I think he's right.
He's dead on.
Yeah.
You know what also it contributes to that is your horrible heroin problem.
No, look, I just deal. And I've got the adrenaline. I've got a lot of shots of adrenaline.
That's true.
All right, and I guess this is who Patrick thinks I look like. So
there's a what?
Young Bruce Willis.
Oh yeah.
Come on, young Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I wasn't ready for a 70-year-old man to pop on the screen when we were looking at what Kale looks like. But
what's funny is I actually think Kale looks more like an old Bruce Willis than he does a young Bruce Willis.
He does.
He looks younger than Bruce Willis now, but he looks like how Bruce Willis does now. Yeah,
that makes perfect. That was like Looper. That was like the movie Looper. What you just did.
Yeah.
So really, what you're saying is Kale looks like a young Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Bruce Willis. So I've got the whole thing.
Was that not clear? What the hell?
What's funny is before I shaved my head a month or so ago, this is who I got most often.
Unbelievable. He picks the most smoldering possible.
I know, right?
He's like, you know who I think I look like, guys? Do you guys know who Brad Pitt is?
Before I shaved my head, I was only one deviation away from Ryan Gosling. So.
But now you're heroin Eric Stoltz.
All right, now we got to do about like 2 every minute in order to get through the rest of this group. So we might.
Are you
just
serious?
Have to hit.
Fly through them.
You have this many?
I came up with 50. I don't stop short. I'm an extremist. Homer Bailey, Christian Bale, 10 out of 10.
Done. Sort of.
Everyone knows that.
Fine, whatever.
7.
He's a Cincinnati psycho. Move on.
That's 10 out of 10. All right, Jacob deGrom and David Boreanaz.
A little bit, 7.5 at best.
Yeah, I like that. So yeah,
all right, I can see. All right, he's got rugged good looks, is what you're saying.
All right, Ari
yes.
and Timothy Button.
Yes,
9 out of 10.
yes.
2 baseball movies.
Yes.
Big League and Field of Dreams.
Yes.
So we've got that history there.
Phenomenal.
All right, this one needs a backstory. So Patrick, you're gonna have to explain a little bit.
All right, long story short, both of these gentlemen. So brothers, cousins, or what? What do we think about these red bearded guys? What's their relation?
They look to be the same person.
Okay. So would you say brothers or cousins?
I would say probably cousins. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they were brothers, would you say they are identical twins or not identical?
They are. Let me look at these noses. Okay. Let me take a look. It's difficult because the eyes are closed on one of them, which is which I don't know if you know, that's the window to the soul. So I don't know if they share a soul. I think maybe they are identical twins.
Okay, so we're first is cousins, and then if not cousins, identical twins.
yeah, that's a pretty big gap.
Now, strap in for this one. I wish I knew more details. Not that there is a lot to know, but these gentlemen who look identical took a DNA test to see if they were related.
What?
Partially, not because they look alike, because both of their names are Brady Fiegel. They have the exact same name. They're both minor league pitchers, and they look identical. Same name.
They're both minor league pitchers.
Well, hold on.
Same name. They look alike, and before they were in the minors, they had never met each other. They're not related at all.
They're not related.
No. And they both have the same profession and the same first and last name.
I can't believe I was off when I guessed first that they were cousins and second that they were identical twins.
I wrote you into that Eric line.
You really did. I wouldn't have gone there, but I felt like we were getting rope-a-doped.
Check that story out. Brady Fiegel.
Are you guys familiar with the story of the guy that did all the Aaron Rodgers impersonations, and he looked just like him, but he was a lot thinner. He had a mustache. and then it turned out like he was just related to him. Like you should look into that. Yeah, he's like the British Aaron Rodgers, but he's literally the British Aaron Rodgers. They're like from the same family. They didn't know. They didn't realize.
Okay. All right, this is what we've got next.
All right, Evan Gaddis and the Abominable Snowman. So we got a team for the Christmas movies.
I was gonna say, man.
He worked in Netherlands. He worked at Arapaho Basin.
But look, he's like a reverse. Like his tuft is up top on his head if he's the Abominable Snowman, whereas this gentleman on Gaddis is bald up top.
He goes like half the characters from Game of Thrones. You know, Lars Sullivan. If you want to go the WWE route.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, this one's identical. Tyler
Yep.
now and Cillian Murphy.
How have I not noticed that before? Because now I'll never unsee it.
Eric,
That's
as much as
10
I want
out
to
of
make
10.
sure that we get through all of them, I did want to know what Eric's take was on the masculine features of Cillian Murphy and Tyler Glasnow, because I feel like you could speak eloquently about your favorite.
Well, let's take a look. So they both got very high cheekbones. This is something that is not typically, as you say, associated with very masculine form, but works for them all the same. They also got very weepy eyes, which lure you in like a mermaid into the rocks. They're striking, the both of them. They also have the same hair, which leads to a lot of these comparisons.
The same
I
hair.
appreciate it. All right, you remember Khalil Green of the Padres?
Also the same hair. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a 9 out of 10.
Wilson also played a professional baseball player in a movie.
The tough part about
Green
Owen
was like 6'6".
Yeah, the tough part about Owen Wilson is the world's most fucked up nose, and so it's like hard to get like a real lookalike to Owen Wilson.
All right, this one's awesome.
Oh my God!
Avicii, the former DJ Avicii and Zach Greinke. Yeah, they look a lot alike.
They do look a lot alike.
Wow.
All right, R.I.P. Man. He's
All right, this one makes no sense other
eyes.
than the name, but Patrick put it on the sheet, so I put it on here.
Okay. Billy Hamilton and the guy who played Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Nothing alike.
This
is look nothing alike.
This is quite a stretch.
Billy Hamilton?
Oh my
Coincidence?
goodness.
Didn't we learn anything from your pitcher story where just having the same name doesn't make you related?
I went off the rails a little bit there. That
did.
That might have been 50 of 50. That might have gone off the rails.
Yeah, that was a 0 out of 10.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
That one was rough.
Now we talked.
Wow.
We referenced this several months ago, talking about Deion Sanders hosted Saturday Night Live, and they did something about the fire strike. Chris Farley did, and Drew, you guessed. I said, what ball player would Chris Farley have been? You said John Kruk.
John Kruk.
Here's the visual.
Dude, there's nothing greater than John Kruk is like the greatest idol to any like just kind of fat squatty guy that you can be a professional athlete at the highest level and have no physical
Story.
yeah, like you don't have to be in shape at all to be a good baseball player. It's
John
amazing.
Kruk is currently 75 pounds lighter than that.
Oh, really?
I'm
Wow.
gonna give him a shout out. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We see you, Kruk.
This one's okay, actually. They've got very
Oh,
similar
yeah.
brow structures.
Sean Manai and Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
So this looks like Bruno Mars got
6
into
out of 10. 5 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like he got into a bag of Oreo cookie crumbs and got them all over his face, all over his boyish face. Bruno Mars has such a smooth, alien kind of face. I don't know if I can sign
From
off
another
on this one.
planet.
I can't sign off on this at all.
All right.
Okay.
Sean and I has got to shave before Eric's down with this.
Yeah.
Come on,
Hair
come on.
plays a pretty big role, as we found out.
Jerry
Oh.
Ferrara. Okay, better known as Turtle from
Turtle?
Entourage.
I think he's now officially
Martin.
only known as Turtle.
Yeah, Turtle and Russell Martin. That's a good one.
Okay.
All right.
That's
Glad we like that
solid
one.
7 out of 10.
Brian McCann and another actor from Breaking Bad, Billy Burr. Comedian Bill Burr.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what it is? You know what this is? I can identify this right off the bat. They both have Neanderthal. They have, look at their deep set eyes and their very pronounced brow. They're both just they're both from that part of the world where you have weird old leftovers in the DNA. That's what it
Yeah.
is. They're both just a bunch of Neanderthals
Irish.
out there.
This took an interesting turn, wasn't it?
I know. You know what I know? I have Neanderthal in me. I know. We did a DNA test, and I was horrified.
Neanderthal, baby. Love it.
All right, I think this one is okay, and even with the beard, I think you can see Dustin Pedroia and Giovanni Ribisi.
I see it.
Yeah, I see it.
7 out of 10. 7 out
I
of 10.
see it. It's the eyes. The eyes
Yeah.
are very sunken, slopes down. and
Small
similar
nose.
Nose, yeah.
Narrow noses and very
Short and
very
stout.
very sharp jaws.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sharp jaw. Okay, I like that.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I like my cheddar like my jaws. Sharp. We got
Oh,
Red
man.
Penny and Larry the Cable Guy.
Wow. Yeah, that's dead on. Unfortunately for him, that is 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Again, somebody had to go up to the clubhouse and say, you look a lot like Larry the Cable Guy.
I think Red Penny would dig that.
All right.
He's that kind of guy.
Next
We
one.
got Nick Swisher and Jody Lawrence.
Wow. Hold on, I gotta let this one sink in a little bit. The pigtails are very distracting.
It definitely throws you off. And Joey Lawrence now has a shaved head. And you
Yeah.
look at that head of hair. You go, that man shaved his head.
How dare he?
Can I let you in on a little secret as to why he shaved his head?
Please do.
Because he was losing his hair, because he's old now. He didn't.
Oh.
You don't get rid of hair like that if you're able to grow it.
Right?
Okay.
Here.
I wouldn't know. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
look at you. Look at you.
I-
And what are you doing?
guy-
You
guy-
literally have Joey Lawrence hair. Look at you, you SOB.
I look like the kid from Peanut Butter Solution. You know what I'm saying? There's a deep cut. for
No, you look like heroin Eric Stoltz. We've been over this now 3 times.
Patrick, you are on
He didn't
you
get
are
high on his
on
own
the 3
supply,
ball
Eric.
right now. You are going to get no sympathy.
He didn't get high on his
Oh,
own
man.
supply. He just dealt it, Eric. All right.
All right, fine.
All right, Patrick, this one, I got to be honest, you kind of missed.
Ooh, did I?
It's,
All right, this-
it's an insult to our boy.
Eric?
It's our insult to our boy Thor.
Jesse Plemons, another guy from Breaking Bad, and Noah Syndergaard. Would you see it?
Yeah, Jesse Fleming's a
little bit.
little too pudgy, a little too soft in the body and face.
Also, just not good looking enough to be compared to Noah's.
And by the way, everybody knows that Jesse Flemings is Fat Matt Damon. That's who he is. That's who he's always
I
going to
love
be.
Jesse Plemons. He's great.
He's
not
great.
bad in
He's
anything.
a great actor, but he's Fat Matt Damon. He is not Noah Syndergaard.
Matt Damon. That's a compliment. I take that.
Doesn't matter if it's compliment. It's just the truth. That's who he is. He's Fat Matt Damon.
Oh, boy.
All right, this might be the best one of the bunch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, what's this
100
guy's
out of
name?
100.
Responsible with their hygiene.
Drew, what's the?
That's
what's
Justin
the guy
Turner and
next to
Torment. Torment from Beyond the Wall in Game of Thrones. Yeah, that
Some
is
people brought
absolutely perfect.
Earlier, someone else
Gritty.
brought up Gritty
Yeah,
for Justin Turner as well, which I thought was funny.
100%.
Right.
All
Did
right,
Torment?
this next-
Wait, did Torment ever end up with Brienne of Tarth? I can't remember.
No.
No,
No.
Brianna,
Another,
yeah. I'm not gonna
another
say it,
terrible,
but-
another terrible
It's-
unanswered
it's-
question in that show.
Does it mean anything that I've never watched an episode of Game of Thrones and yet my hair is as long as it is? Is there a coincidence there? I don't know. I'm trying to figure this
Could
out.
be. Could be.
I don't know.
I'm trying to figure this out. I've never seen an episode.
Ridiculous.
Torment.
All right, we've got
I got to know what you think about
Yes.
this one. Jason
Yes.
Worth and Edge.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
This is really good. I'm not sure these exact 2 pictures do the best
Yeah.
job of selling
Some better
it, but
pictures.
for sure, like they've both had. I'm sure there have been points where they've both had the exact same hair setup. They've got very similar hair situations. The hair beard combo, like you said, there's a blonde beard
Yeah.
thing that sets them apart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kale, pop that back up. Eric.
Jason Worth and Edge, yeah.
So this is
Edge.
our first one with a gentleman
Edge,
has
Adam
his shirt off.
Copeland.
Yes, this gentleman is
Yeah.
not wearing a shirt. Eric, go for us and give us that great critique of yours.
So the Edge, as I just learned his name is, a man with no shirt.
Just Edge.
Just Edge. Oh, he's like not the
Edge.
Edge from
No.
U2. He's
From
just
That's
U2,
a
that's a
trademark.
different person.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so Edge has a very sunken face. He looks as though he's done a lot of living in a place like Florida. He's very shriveled by the sun. He's very sunken. He looks very leathery. Jason Worth has not been so ravaged by the sun's rays, so he has a more healthy sort of plump.
He's very good about putting sunscreen on his face before he plays baseball.
Yes, I can see it a little bit. This definitely looks like one of those memes about me in 1999 or me in 2020 kind of thing. Like,
right.
There's some hard living going over there on the right. That's what I have to say about that.
All right.
We've only got two
wrong.
more, believe it or not. We're almost through.
Wow.
No.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Drew,
Yep.
also, Drew, I thought you would enjoy Brian Wilson and Zangief from Street Fighter.
Zangief. One of my favorite stupid lines from a stupid movie of all time. It comes in that Street Fighter where they're watching the footage of the people driving the explosives into their camp, and Zangief yells, "Quick, change the channel!"
All right.
So stupid.
That was the story.
It was a short one at the very least. I love Zangief.
I have an incredible pro wrestling.
And I love
story for you,
Brian
by the way.
Wilson. Yeah.
Ooh, you do, Eric. We're all ears here. A pro wrestling story. Fire away.
You want to hear my pro wrestling story really quickly? When I was living in Boston, I went to Downtown Crossing, which is the biggest train station, the T station in Boston, and it had to be evacuated. This was around the time when people were sending politicians. What is that called? Anthrax, yes.
Anthrax,
White powder
yeah.
anthrax. So the T station had to be emptied because they'd come across some anthrax in the station. We were all freaked out. Later out, not anthrax. What happened? There was a toll taker that was down there in the T station that had a stash of cocaine that he'd left in his station while selling T tokens. Who was this T token taker? It was Brutus the Barber Beefcake. He got arrested because he had cocaine while working as a T token taker in Boston, and they thought it was anthrax. They had to clear out the entire station, and it was Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
No.
Look it up. It's true.
You're telling me? Wait. Here's. Are you sure?
Booty
that
Man.
Ed Leslie is very close friends with Hulk Hogan. I don't think the Hulkster would allow.
Listen, do you want to talk about what happened with the Hulkster?
I was going to say.
We gotta look this up. Are you sure it was Abdullah the Butcher?
No, this was Brutus the Barber
Wow.
Beefcake. Look it up. It happened.
All right.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
As Will points out, that is much safer than anthrax.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, I think had they known that it was cocaine, they probably wouldn't have cleared out the downtown station. But
Yeah.
I think old Brutus would have been in trouble either way.
Oh, boy.
That's a great story. That's your one. That's your locked and loaded. So if we happen to do a wrestling show, we should
Right.
contact you because you're all out.
Because that was it. That was his
Yeah, that was
closest
the one.
relation to the.
All right,
Do
this
we
is
have
the
one last one?
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
So
Yep.
Christian Yelich and
I
Pete
come
Davidson. There's a great clip to check out from like 4 years ago, like Pete Davidson's like first season on SNL, where he went to a Marlins game. I think it might have been at
Yes.
Citi Field, New York, and they're just like standing next to each other. And then it's when they're next to each other you realize their bodies don't look anything alike. Like Christian Yelich
right.
is lanky, but he's an athlete. And then you see Pete Davidson, and you're like, oh, that's why men wear skinny jeans because
Yes.
they have no quadricep or hamstrings.
Right.
And that's Pete Davidson in a nutshell there.
Okay, you want to know what I see here? Like, I'll tell you why this works. Okay,
Ooh,
so
please do.
if you look at both of these gentlemen, they both have an eye that is higher than the other eye.
Oh my God.
They're both a little bit crooked that way. They have a similar nose, and their teeth are both straight as an arrow.
Big. They're big too.
They're both big too, I'm told.
Big dark circles. Big dark circles.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I feel like with those teeth, you could eat an apple in 3 bites. You know what I mean? Which is
Absolutely.
cool. I envy that as a guy who eats a lot of apples.
Yeah. Do you have a difficult time eating apples? It seems like
So I eat about 3 a day. So
I know, but just the reverence with the way you described how an apple could be eaten was just very
Amazing,
puzzling.
The possible efficiency of it is on.
yeah, that's it.
Oh, wow. Well, I don't think we're going to top that, fellas.
Nope.
That was way too much fun. Thank you to everyone who participated, sending us stuff. Thanks to super producer Tech Boy Kale for getting all that stuff put together for us, man.
Kale, are you going to put these on the website so people who have listened to this as a podcast can go to this page and see these comparisons?
Oh boy.
After the fact. After the fact.
He's like,
He's like, oh boy.
No, after the fact. Like, if you're listening to some podcast, go to the entry for this page on the DNVR. You can see all of these.
Young Bruce Willis. I think he's going to get it done.
He's going to get it done for us. So thanks, everyone, for hanging out. Appreciate Eric for stopping by, man. It was a lot of fun. We'll have you back on before too long for sure. Make sure you're following everybody on social media at Drew Creasman, at Patrick D. Lyons, at Kale Soro, at D-Line Co. You got to follow at DNVR_Rockies. You've also got to subscribe to the DNVR.com so that you don't miss out on any of that written content. Plus, you get discounts on hats, shirts, masks. You get a bigger beer when you come back on down to the DNVR bar, which is now open for some of these watch parties we're doing. So a lot of great stuff, man.
25% capacity.
We're following all the rules. We're doing all the stuff. We're hoping to see a lot more of your bright, shining faces very soon. In the meantime, if you can't come and see us, you can get at us in our Discord chat. If you're a member, you've always got access. So whether you want to talk about sports or who looks like who, while the Innocent wanted us to do our top 3 or so here, we've got to sign off unless you've got a quick top 3. Maybe come hang out with us in the Discord and you can find out there and we can decide. We'll let you know maybe sometime next week. But that's one of the great things about being a member is you get all this cool stuff. So thank you all for having fun with us today, continuing to be absolutely awesome out there. I promise you, we will continue to be absolutely Patrick Lyons, Kale Sorbo, D-Line, parentheses, Eric, and Drew Creasman in here. And until next time, we will see you at the ballpark.